and so forth, and increasingly actually for delivery. If you look at companies like Walmart and Amazon have actually been expanding their use of drones to do almost instantaneous or very quick deliveries, at least of smaller parcels at this point, and I think that many believe this will become quite widespread in the coming years. But this sort of problem of the unauthorized uses of drones, I think, sort of threatens the ability to have that process go smoothly, both from the perspective of having the regulatory process or framework work correctly, and in terms of sort of public perception and support for these sort of things. So maybe I'll ask Dr. Wallace, and if any of the other panelists want to add to this. How do we sort of address the malicious uses of drones in a way that does not threaten the productive and valuable uses of them?
It's an excellent question. I think the initial challenge is there's a misperception that it's easy to identify the misuse of a drone, at least initially. So if you're looking at a radar screen, for example, you're going to see a dot and an altitude. That doesn't really give you the ability to immediately distinguish that someone is doing something improperly. Typically, we leverage information contextually with other kinds of information to try to make some assertions about what is actually happening. Is the drone operating above the altitude that the FAA would permit? Are they operating at an unusual time? Are they operating near a facility that would be questionable? So you never really know definitively if this drone is a threat or not. You only have indications.
Thank you. Did any of the other panelists want to weigh in?
Yeah, I think that the question is a very good question, but it comes back into the fact that when we look at our nation's airspace, we look at it through two lenses: safety and security. And so air domain awareness, which would allow you to see all the drones, is an essential part of the safety aspect of things. It's akin to telling police officers they can't look at certain vehicles that are flying around or driving around in areas that are off limits and not being able to react to it. It's the same. You either drive a car legally or you drive the car illegally. It's the same with a drone.
When we do large-scale events, we do have to do a lot of deconfliction, to your point. Like, how do you know which one is good and which one is bad? So we have briefings prior to like large-scale events of our public safety professionals, Amazon, Walmart, if they're doing deliveries in those areas, and make sure that we understand that those are already authorized. And we can get a list because, again, it's all about communication and reaching out. We reach out to our FAA partners and say who has been authorized to fly in this area, because we're going to be their eyes and ears. So that if we do have something that is authorized to be there, we're, to their point, we're not accidentally intercepting or mitigating with our federal partners. We know that they're supposed to be there, or we already have those clearances ahead of time. But communication is key, and getting out of your silo and talking to the other entities that can do that is key.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And if this is going to become more common, deliveries being done in this way, we want folks to have the assurance that these drones are supposed to be there and that they're safe and that they're doing, just a routine delivery, as opposed to some of the other encounters that people might have in other contexts with drones. So appreciate the work you're doing, and appreciate the chair for bringing attention to this issue. I yield back. I'd be happy to yield to my colleague, Mr. Knott.
Thank you, Mr. Kiley. Sergeant, I noticed that you waved me down when I was talking about the ability to shoot down drones in emergent situations that's not currently within the legal construct. Do you have any insight into how we can best achieve that across, I would say, the sensitive areas, whether they're airports, bases, Bureau of Prisons, what have you?
Well, the idea means would be non-kinetic. You don't want to accidentally, a projectile goes up, it comes down. But there are some scenarios which we've seen overseas where people don't care that you're mitigating or jamming or GPS denying. They're using fiber optic and other things to cross these barriers and be very successful. And that may be something that we have to deal with at some point. And we don't want to box our public safety into just non-kinetic issues, which basically radio frequency jamming, et cetera. We want to be able to give them a full spectrum of what they feel is necessary to do, or based on their personal experience of what they've encountered, or maybe the intel that they're getting, be able to handle the situation accordingly.